welcome back to another episode of Breaking Character. My name is Jordan-Paige. I'm the show creator and host. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you like what you see here today, please consider pressing the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified when we post, and you can follow us on Instagram at Breaking Character Show. Today's guest is someone just so talented in so many ways. I'm so excited to talk with her. Kaylee Johnson is an 18-year-old filmmaker located in Texas who has been creating films since the age of 10. Her most recent short film, titled Get Yourself Together, has received an official selection at 2 film festivals. She was also recently given the opportunity to make a music video for the Grammy-nominated band Bowling for Soup. Kaylee loves to collaborate with other creatives in order to tell captivating stories that provide people with an escape from the world. So without further ado, let's head to Zoom.
All right, everyone. Hello. Here we are with the amazing Kaylee Johnson. How are you doing today, Kaylee? What's up?
I'm doing great. I haven't accomplished anything today, but I'm doing great.
The day is young. And you know what? It's Friday. So,
yeah,
That's
right.
Well, I am so excited to have you here on the show. You are extremely talented in so many ways, and I'm so thrilled that I get to talk with you. So let's start this off with 2 truths and a lie. So you're going to tell me 2 truths and a lie. I'm going to attempt to figure out which one the lie is. So whatever you're ready, go for it.
Okay, I wrote these down since I can't memorize them.
Smart.
Okay, so the first one is I can play 5 instruments. So that's the viola, the piano, ukulele, guitar, and violin. So similar to the viola, but yeah. Second one is from ages 5 to 10, I really wanted to be an actor. And then the third one is a few summers ago, I ran 200 miles.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is hard. All right, cool. Oh, wow. Okay. I am actually going to say that the first one is the lie because I think you can play more.
I like how you think. You're correct, but it's because I can play less.
Oh, well, I'm so how many do you play then?
I can play 3.
That's still extremely impressive considering the fact I don't really play anything. Which ones do you play?
I play the viola, ukulele, and piano.
Nice. Well, that's incredible. And I am glad I got it right because usually I do not get it right. And so hold on, it's 200 miles. Wait, we gotta touch on that quickly. How did that happen?
My aunt got me into running because she runs all the time. I regret it. I'm never doing it again. It was not fun. Let me just say that. So that was the summer that I was moving from Illinois to Texas. So part of like coping with that is I would just run. It's a lot cooler in Illinois. But I didn't finish the 200 miles when I was in Illinois, so I ended up doing like 150 in Texas. This is not an all one day. This is like throughout the whole summer. Let me just make that clear. So yeah, I did like 6 miles a day, and the most I did was 10 miles a day. So never doing it again. It was way too hot, and I did not bring enough water with me. So I learned the hard way to never do that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, my parents live in Texas, so Texas is just flat. It's just flat, and I do not run at all. I am not good. I'm asthmatic, so that's a no. But that's incredible. Wow. So, I mean, props to you. So diving right into filmmaking, what got you into the world of filmmaking? Can you tell us a little bit about your origin story there?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure like everyone else, there's like a film that they remember seeing when they were a kid. But for me, it was the summer after 8th grade, like 5-6 years ago, where Harry Potter was like, I was obsessed with Harry Potter. So I kind of got into watching the behind the scenes and like the storyline. And then Beauty and the Beast, like the live action, came out that same summer. And it wasn't the movie itself, but it was the behind the scenes and the table read. I think I saw the table read like 6 or 7 times just because I was mesmerized by the process. And then from there, I think that's the first summer where I like actually made like, the short films that we make on our phone. Like that's the first summer I made my first short film.
I love that. I think, and the live action Beauty and the Beast has literally been on my list to watch for a long time, and I still haven't done it, but
You haven't seen it?
no, but I need to. I've wanted to see it and it's on my list. Just my list just keeps getting longer and I'm just like, oh no. But I am also the Harry Potter. I'm such a sucker for behind the scenes stuff. I love it. It's so interesting. Like,
It is.
and I agree with you. It's so inspiring to just be like, oh my gosh, like that is just like, I love that. That's amazing. So, sometimes talking also about filmmaking, sometimes being a younger filmmaker comes with certain challenges that older filmmakers may not face, and I say this because I've run into some of those things. So I just want to ask, have you run into any issues or things that seem to stem from you being a younger filmmaker?
Um, I'm kind of at the point where I'm working with mostly students, so we're all trying to learn and prove ourselves together. But I have recently been given the opportunity to work as a camera operator on some productions. I just worked on a show called In the Hangar. It's a YouTube talk show. It's about airplanes, super cool. But uh, I was the youngest on set. I was 17 at the time, and I knew no one. But I actually ended up I was a PA. I ended up being a camera operator because they like let me run it once, and they're like, "Hey, she knows what she's doing." So then I started running it. It was like a 2-day shoot. Um, so there is being young. You do have to prove yourself with a lot of your skills, but I think that's part of the fun of learning and figuring things out. So yeah.
I agree with that. And I can empathize with that as well. Definitely that, having to prove like I do know what I'm doing. Like I can do this. Because I mean, some people are like, wait, you're how old and you're doing what? And you're like, no. Just let me roll with it, please. But you're right. I think that is, it is a part of the process and it's a good learning curve, I think, to be able to say, nope, I can hop into this and I can do this. So and that's awesome that you got to work on that and that you got bumped up to camera operator. Like, hello, like that's awesome. That is so cool. Okay, so wild card question has nothing to do with anything. If you could go back in time and change one thing in your life, what would it be, or would you not go back and change anything?
Um, I wouldn't change anything because then I wouldn't be where I am right now. Because I don't know how time works. Like if you go back in time, but if it's anything like a Christopher Nolan film, then you would end up changing everything in the future. So I wouldn't change anything. 'Cause I like where I'm at now, and I don't want it to be affected by something happening in the past.
Very smart. I would say the same answer. I think that's a really smart thing. The only thing I was thinking I might change is there was one time when I was like 4 that I accidentally locked myself outside and I felt so bad about it that I like that for some reason that memory just haunts me. I don't know how big of an effect that would have on something, but you're right. You're right. There's the whole big question of time travel. What does it do? What does it affect? What does it not? So it might just
I'd rather just leave it alone.
yeah, don't want to get sucked into that story because we all know how those time travel movies can end up.
Right, right.
All right, so moving on to our other game. Also, my cat might interrupt us. Oh, never mind. She's going to sit right there. Perfect. Sometimes she just wants to walk all over the keyboard. So we have our game of memory association. And the way memory association works is I have a random word generator pulled up here on my phone. I will generate a random word and we will say the first memory that comes to our head that we're willing to share when we hear the word. So,
Okay.
All right, our word is, this one's going to be interesting. Conspiracy.
Conspiracy?
Conspiracy.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is like when you're like at a campfire or whatever, at like camp when you're a kid and like everyone's sharing like conspiracy theories. I don't have a particular memory of that though. Like I went to Girl Scout camp, but I can't remember like a story someone shared. So I think that'd be mine when everyone's just in the circle sharing horror stories or conspiracy theories. I think
those are, as someone who I can't believe I've never been to like a sleepaway camp, which is something I kind of wish I had, but I know me as a younger self, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. But I thought of just recently in my apprenticeship that I'm doing, we got off topic during one of our classes. and my teacher was like, hey, have you guys heard about all the footage that they're releasing about the UFOs? And we were like, what? So we like for 20 minutes he started telling us about how like, yeah, they've started releasing like just these documents and things saying like, oh yeah, that happened, we don't really know what that was. So his conspiracy theory was that they are prepping the world for something bigger, like a bigger kind of thing that they've discovered, that they're kind of slowly leading up to it. I don't know, but I had heard nothing about it. So I was like, there's a what? There's wait. So now apparently there's like they did like a 60 minutes episode of it. So I'm like, now I gotta watch that.
Now you gotta look into it more to make sure everything's good.
Exactly. Now I just have to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be mine. All right, so moving on. So for your most recent short film, you told me that you composed a film score, already impressive, with 13 instrument parts. 13?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
How was that process? How did that go?
So do you know Ashish Shakur? He was on your on this show a while ago. We actually composed it together, so I can't take all the credit. But we worked on the film together, and we're like, hey, why not just compose a film score with it? And a lot of hours on, because we don't live in the same spot, so it was a lot of hours on FaceTime and in front of the piano, just trying to like figure out melodies. And he was better at the creative spot part of it, and I was better at like writing out the music like digitally, so that because then we had musicians come and actually record it, which made it 10 times harder. I don't think I'll do that again, because that was very hard trying to get musicians and then set up microphones. But it was a fun process, and I definitely enjoyed that creative aspect, because it's not something you get to do for all your films, and you can make it unique to your own story. So I know like as the film was going on, we were able to kind of plan the music to what part of the film it was.
That is seriously so cool. I can't even imagine. Wow. That is so impressive. And as you said, so cool that you can tailor it directly to the film. You know, it is your original, or it is the original score for the film. It's not taking other bits and pieces of music, which there's nothing wrong with that, because goodness knows I do that all the time, because I cannot compose and I cannot play an instrument. I do have some very talented friends. I just haven't reached out to them about that at all. But yeah, that is incredible. Oh my gosh. Okay, so getting over to our last questions, could you give some advice to those that are watching, whether this be career advice, life advice, whatever advice you would like to give?
That's hard. I would say that you can't be afraid to make mistakes. I've made a ton of mistakes, especially in this industry, because you're never going to learn if you don't mess up. And you also have to try new things. So especially as a filmmaker, you're trying camera angles, you're trying actors, you're not giving line reads, but you're kind of saying, hey, why don't you try it this way? So that's one of my favorite things about the entertainment industry is there isn't a right answer, and there isn't a wrong answer. You have to kind of just figure it out and be creative with it. So I'd say try things and see what works out.
So true, and I love that. I think, can't grow if you don't make mistakes. So love that. And then, so when things do get tough, when things get difficult, what pushes you to keep going?
I'd say my friends and my end goal. Whenever I like accomplish something or like I win an award, I try not to, like, I almost don't even think about it. I'm like, okay, what's next? I like ignore it almost, because if I take a second to pause and like take in that award, it almost stops my progress from moving on. But I do use it as motivation, and obviously like friends are so supportive. Even my friends that aren't in film, they don't even know what I'm talking about sometimes, but they'll be like, yay, Kaylee, we saw your film, and they'll like comment or whatever. So it's the small things that keep me going, and also myself, like not, saying like this film was not good. It's always like, okay, I'm gonna learn from that and change it next time. Or so it's a mental game as much as it is getting the work done. So it's pushing yourself through, but also having a support system to get you through.
I love the way you describe that as the mental game. Absolutely. And having those supportive friends, you gotta love it when they're like, I don't really know what's going on, but I'm here for it. And you're like, that's all that matters. Appreciative. They're the real ones. They're the real ones there. So lastly, where can people follow you and keep up with what you're doing?
So you can people can follow me on my YouTube channel. There are a lot of Kaylee Johnson, so people have trouble finding it. But if you search up Kaylee Johnson director reel on YouTube, my channel usually pops up. Or on Instagram, kaylee.johnson.film. So that's where I post all my film stuff on that account. So.
Perfect. Well, I will put those in the description with links so everyone can go directly to you.
Perfect.
They don't even have to look. So everyone go and follow Kaylee on Instagram and subscribe to her YouTube channel, because I know you've got some awesome things coming up. Just because, I mean, a entire film score and awards and everything. It's amazing. So thank you so much again for being on the show. I had such a great time talking to you, and I cannot wait by the time this is out, everyone's already watching it, but saying it now, I'm so excited for everyone to see this.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, I am going to press stop on the recording, and we are going to head out of Zoom.
Thank you all so much again for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified when we post every single Tuesday and Thursday. And you can follow us on Instagram at Breaking Characters Show. If you yourself are a creative and you're interested in submitting to be on the show, check out the description box below where you can find a link on how to submit yourself. And if you would like to follow Kaylee or I on any of our social media, all of that is down in the description as well. Next week's guest may be young, but his talent, he's just filled with talent. Gabriel Solis is our guest for next week, and he is truly, I think, one of the most talented 9-year-olds I know. Thank you so much again for watching today, and we will see you next Tuesday.